Hey, welcome in the Jamaica Basketball Project. Rick Turner with my, I'll point the other way, with my buddy Rich Mialovich joining in. Richard, how are you tonight?
Hey man, I'm doing okay. Just
Yeah,
one day at a time. One day at a time.
yeah, one day at a time. You helped me. You helped me line up our featured guest, and let me just say before we get to Mr. Williams, this is the Jamaica Basketball Project. We are trying to create awareness for Jamaica basketball. We're doing it here in the States as well as in Jamaica, creating awareness for US based people that want to get involved with helping to move the program forward and talking past, present, future Jamaica basketball with those in country who have a love for the sport, and we're just trying to fill a void that has needed to be filled for a while. And today is a talking about future Jamaica basketball. And a young man, Rich, who you helped get us lined up, goes to Manhattan College. Averaged 8.5 points a game this year for the Jaspers, 3.5 rebounds per game as a sophomore, heading into his junior season and hoping to get all of this COVID stuff behind us. I know that he is literally at ground zero of all of this craziness. And I want to welcome in Jamaica's own Warren Williams to the program.
Thank you for having me, man.
Yeah. Number zero in your scorebook, but certainly not a zero on the court. Warren, how did you end up at Manhattan?
Just through
home.
Yeah, a long way from home, man. So my high school coach, Mark Taylor from St. Benedict's Prep, he was actually great friends with Coach Grady, Matt Grady, that's an assistant coach at my school. And like me and Matt Grady, we just formed like a bond, and I just ended up committed to Manhattan College.
So tell me what it's like there right now. It's got to be really eerie. Manhattan is one of the most vibrant places in all of the world. To see it the way it is right now, it's got to be pretty weird for you.
Yeah, no, it's pretty eerie right now, but like we've just been trying to stay inside, like work out. Like it's like 3 of my teammates here. We've just been laying back. Like we got a rowing machine, we got a couple weights, we got a ball. Try to stay inside. That's all we've been doing.
Yeah. So you end up in Manhattan. A great coach, Coach Astiello, and he's a serious dude, man. How did your personalities? How did they mesh right away when you first got there?
I think Coach Mass, he comes off as a harsh dude, but like he just wants the best out of you every time. So he's gonna try and get the best out of you. Like he sees your full potential from the minute you meet him. So like he just tries to push you. Like he just keeps pushing you. And that's basically what it is.
Yeah. How talk about your year this year, not your personal year, but for your team. I know it probably didn't end up the way you guys had hoped, but you've got some returners. You have a big portion of your group returning next year. But talk about this season, and I kind of looked at the standings. Did you guys get to the semifinals of the MAC tournament?
Yeah, we got to the semifinals. We eventually lost to Siena. It's a really good team, but the season we started off pretty good, and then like I don't know what really happened. We just kind of lost it. Like I really don't know what happened, man. Like shots weren't falling. Like we weren't in the groove of things. But I love my guys, man.
Yeah. So the MAC conference.
The MAC conference.
It's a great conference. The schools are close to each other. Lots of history, but it's made big news in the last few weeks because there's a pretty famous coach coming to the MAC next year.
Rick Pitino.
Yeah, Rick Pitino is going to be at Iona, and that's going to get a lot of eyes on the conference. Are you guys shaking in your boots at Manhattan?
No shot. No shot. Like I know the whole team is looking forward to playing against Rick Pitino, that used to be our coach's mentor. gonna be a great game. Iona Manhattan rivalry. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
How did you guys do against Iona this year? You guys played them twice, right?
We won the first game. We did really well in the second game. Away, we lost.
Okay, yeah, we because it's been fun with fun, checking on some of you players, just checking on stats. Of course, we can't, we don't get every game. I'm out here in Seattle, Washington, but it's been fun to kind of follow you from a little bit from afar, and so fun watching you guys in that conference.
Thank you.
Coach Masiello I was watching they've been doing some live streams with different coaches at the school and stuff, and I'd watched a thing with him a little earlier today, and one of the questions that one of the Manhattan boosters, I guess, was asking was about you and your guy Paulie playing together, because Coach made it sound like he didn't feel like this year he could play you guys together because you didn't have the depth that with some injuries, and maybe next year that you guys will be able to play together a little bit more. What do you think of that idea of the two big men in at the same time and busting people up a little bit?
Yeah, I've always been looking forward to playing with Paulie now. Paulie is really my guy. Like, we go at it each and every day in practice. We get into fights every practice because that's how hard we go at each other. Iron sharpens iron. But like, coach is really just talking about like improving our games, like stepping out a little more, being able to like get like consistency with our 12-footers or dribbling package, so like we both become threats. Like, because right now we both play on the right post, so like that's kind of hard. And like, as you said, like the subs, there wasn't many subs. So if I had played the 4 or Paulie had played the 5 or vice versa, there wasn't really anyone to come in for us. But now like we're gonna get depth from Adam Cisse, like upcoming sophomore, Daniel Schreier, he's coming back. He's gonna be better than ever. And like we're really just gonna work on our games, like just improve our games. It's really hard work. Yeah.
So 6'9", you play in the post. And I know from a coach's perspective, you want your big guys to be able to defend, to catch, and to finish.
Yeah.
It looks like you can do all three of those at this point, right?
Thank you. I mean, I don't ever think my game's gonna be where I want it to be, but like I always have an idea to keep like building. I can always be better.
I was checking your stats out.
Yeah.
When is Coach Maz going to let you step out and shoot a 3? I saw 0 3-point attempts this year.
No, he like
it's called a stretch 4, man. Stretch 4.
He said if I grab 50 rebounds in a game, I'll get a 3. said that. I didn't do that, so that's on me. Really.
Yeah, let's get those 50 rebounds. Talk about your time growing up in Jamaica, and just kind of what basketball was like for you. When did you start to kind of grow into your body, start to feel like maybe I can play at a really high level? When did that all start coming for you?
So when I lived in Jamaica, I didn't really play basketball. I kind of played soccer. My dad was big on soccer, so like I always remember like being 6, 7, 8, going to like early morning soccer practices, and then like I figured like it just wasn't working out because all the other kids were smaller and then they just got way faster than me. So then I was like, all right, I got to do something else. So then I tried track and field, and then like I wasn't as fast. Then my coach in Jamaica, St. Catherine High School is located in Spanish Town, Lennox Lindo. He saw me one day. I was like a really tall kid, and he was like, "Hey, come over here. You should play basketball. Like, what are you doing? Like, don't waste your time." And so like I started playing basketball. He started investing a lot of time in me, got a lot of workouts and a lot of push-ups, and then eventually a group of dudes came to Jamaica to my high school to recruit me for high school. And then Upper Room Christian, located in Long Island, it was good, but like it wasn't enough to like build me to like a Division I level. So like eventually, long story short, I ended up going to St. Benedict's Prep, and then like they kind of molded me because there was like a lot of talent there. Noah Farrakhan, Precious Achiuwa, Dave Beatty, Jaden Sadler, like we still have a brotherhood to this day. Like that team really like set a strong foundation for everything.
Precious had a good year this year.
Yeah, Precious had a great year this year.
Yeah.
Shout out to Precious.
So let's go back to your soccer days for a second.
The
tall kids are always stuck in goal. Were you stuck in goal when you were?
I could never forget this story. So there was one day, it was like my mom just came to practice out the blue. I'm playing in the goal, and like I know my mom's there, so I'm like, all right, they can't score on me. Usually they score on me all practice because I'm terrible. And there was one day, so the guys are coming. They see my mom's there, so they're like, all right, yo, let me try and kick the ball soft enough so Warren can save it. And then they kicked it soft enough, and then the ball was coming at the slowest speed possible. And like I still dove for the ball and it passed me. And then like I bruised my whole side, and my mom's like, yo, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, yo, just stop playing soccer.
She said, here's a basketball for you.
Here's a basketball.
Yeah.
You're good.
When did you start kind of thinking you were pretty good though?
I don't know, because like usually like I just try to compare myself to like the players I want to play as, or like what I want to try and be. So I'm just like, can I get here almost? Can I get like to at least half of this, and then like just keep building? I think like what really set me apart, there was one specific game in the summertime, AAU, we are one. We were playing in LA for like session 3, and I dunked the ball, and I dunked on someone, and I've never done that before, and I was like, yo, I can keep doing this, and then I just kept building from that.
Well, you stole my thunder a little bit, because I was watching Sports Center a little bit earlier today.
Yeah.
And they had the top 10 most disrespectful dunks.
Okay.
And so, which was pretty entertaining, as you can imagine. And it made me think, do you remember the first time that you dunked on somebody? Like
the first time I dunked on,
disrespectful, just went back and just packed it on a guy.
Let me think about that.
Because at 6'9", it's pretty easy for you.
Yeah, no, that's a great question. I think the first true hard dunk was like that story I just told you back at AAU with the We Are One team. But I'm pretty sure I dunked on some of my teammates in Jamaica, like growing up.
I think in athletics, when you reach, of course, I never reached any level of much athletics, but I think, a lot of people would have what you're talking about, this moment physically where you start to come into your own. Yeah. You mentioned some player. You said, I want to compare myself to players. Who are some players, that you would look to say, hey, I want to model my game after, this person.
All right, so like right now I'm kind of conflicted because I'm like in between power forward and center. So like I look at Boogie Cousins a lot when he was healthier. I look at Giannis Antetokounmpo. I look at LeBron just to look at LeBron. Tim Duncan, Jabari Parker. I really like how Jabari Parker played when he was in college. And Jaleel Okafor. Those are like my guys. That's my group. That's like my group right there.
So your observations of the game. Yeah. I still think there's a place for big men in the game. Mm-hmm. But if you just listen to the media and they say that the back to the basket player is going away, and if you're not able to step out and shoot the basketball, are you trying to expand your game in that way? Or
Yeah, I actually am. I think that like because the rules are now changing, the game is getting less physical, and like everyone is at like a disadvantage no matter what you do. Like a guy can get a charge on you if you're doing a back to the basket move. Now I think I have to be able to like face up, look at the rim, shot fake, blow by, layup, or just an easy shot. Like that's gonna help my game tremendously.
Yeah. Who are some of the players that you play with now that are helping you get better and showing you a part of the game that maybe you didn't know about before? It's kind of new to the game, really, right?
Yeah, I'm very new to the game. I haven't been playing basketball for that long. See, I constantly have to keep watching basketball. Like, keep getting better. It's always like.
Or it's on in the background.
It's on in the background. Yeah, I just always need to keep looking at it to get more stuff. Because like I feel like the guys that started like at an earlier age, they had a better advantage. But this is my advantage right here. Just like learning the game. But
the coaches are important. But you know what? Also playing, just playing with guys that are good players, and sometimes that's even a better way to learn.
Yeah, Paulie, playing against Paulie Cap. He's like one of the best defensive players I've ever played with in my life. Like in my life, he's a great shot blocker, quick feet. He gets off the ground quick. So like in practice, if I score on him, like that's not like a normal bucket. Like I had to work to get that bucket. Now when I'm in the game, it's like much easier. Samir Stewart, my point guard, he like finds me. He throws passes to me I didn't even know I could catch. Like, yeah, like that's Paulie right there. Like Paulie does it all, man.
I couldn't find any specific highlights of you, so I just got some of your team. There's you right there.
Yeah.
How did you end up on number 0?
Number zero, because I always thought about it. Like basketball really came out of the blue, and I just like continued flourishing. So I was just like, I started from 0, so I just were number 0.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. Cool. Well, hey, I got to bring a guy on here that knows you pretty well. All the way down in Coach Lindo down here. Can you hear us okay, Coach?
Yeah, man, I can hear you.
Talk about this young man a little bit. You had him when he was just a youngster. Coach, talk to us about Warren when he was a youngster.
Okay. When I just saw him, actually, he would be more like a goofer in terms of he wasn't taking it so serious. But when it reached about when he was about 16, I remember I told him that out of all of the guys that were here, because he was I bumped him up to under 19 in that year, and I was saying to him, Warren, I think you're out of this whole group, you are the only one I see right now with that talent that is capable of making it to the next level, or making that transition to being a professional basketballer. And maybe at that point, I think that is where it turned around, and he's, maybe it's a little bit more serious. But Warren was always was always more on the community side. But
Warren, it's so important to have great mentors in your life, and I know Coach Lindo is one of the excellent coaches down in Jamaica.
He's the first one.
Yeah, tell me what his mentorship has meant to you.
Nah, his mentorship is like that was the foundation. Like that was the flat out foundation. Like life's been moving so fast, and like I couldn't get to keep up with Coach Lindo, but like without him, like I wouldn't be playing basketball. I know. I remember. So like there would be days like for strength training, it'd be raining, and like so we can't use the court. They'll just be like, "Yo, get 1,000 push-ups in, run up the steps like 100 times, and then we'll just grind those out." You know what I mean? It's great. And he was also my art teacher, and my favorite class is art. So like he was just like mentoring me on and off the court.
Yeah, that's great, Coach. So do you guys stay in touch often, or not as much as you'd like? How often do you guys talk? Do you get to see any of Warren's games online or anything?
well, yeah, I saw a game. The last game I saw, you guys didn't win. They didn't win the game, but he played really well. I think that game went to overtime. But he was the man down the stretch. We do keep in touch, but not as often as we should. I mean, maybe our paths right now are really busy, but we do keep in touch.
Yeah. So as a coach, it must fill you up to see a former player of yours and someone that you were involved with at a young age, go off and have some success. That must make you feel pretty good, huh?
Definitely. I mean, it does. And what I try to do now, I mean, I even have a kid that is about 6 years. When I saw the game, I shared it with him immediately. I mean, because that would be somebody who he could relate to. So automatically I was saying, boy, if you want to be successful, you have to put in some more. And here's somebody who played ball at St. Catherine High as well, and they're playing now in Manhattan, and this is somebody you could emulate and look to.
Yeah, cool. Well, Coach, I want to thank you for dropping in, and I know all the great work you're doing down there, and I just ask you to keep doing it, man. Keep grinding and loving the game the way you do, and mentoring these kids, and because you're a big part of where I hope Jamaica basketball can go in the future. So keep on keeping on. Thanks for doing this.
Yeah, man. Thanks as well.
Yeah. All right. Thanks.
Yeah,
Yeah. Good dude right there, and a really good coach, right, Warren?
yeah, no, that's my guy. That's my guy, man.
Yeah. I won't keep you much longer. I just wanted to ask you a couple more questions, and one of which is, were there Jamaican basketball players that you looked up to when you were a kid?
I didn't really know of much. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know of much. When I went to St. Benedict's Prep, my coach Mark Taylor, he told me about Samardo Samuels and how he went to Louisville, and I was kind of the only one. I didn't really know of many guys, but it's good. I'm sorry.
Why do you think that is? Why is it? Just because it didn't interest you, or because it wasn't? It just wasn't getting out down there.
It just wasn't getting out. I just think it wasn't getting out because now, like, I know of, and I know like many more people. Like Nick Richards, I know of him. Kofi, Joel Bailey, Will Butler. Like now, I know like there's an actual community of like Jamaican basketball players, and that's pretty good to know.
Yeah, that's cool. So those guys you mentioned, Nick and Kofi and Romaro over at Seton Hall, I think are all going to try to make an NBA roster next year.
Yeah.
Is that something that you see in your future? And hope
that's something I definitely see in my future. I just got to keep building and keep grinding and keep like improving. I think one day it's going to come.
So if there's some young Jamaican kids watching, what would you tell them about things that they can do to put themselves in a position to play at a place like Manhattan or a high NCAA college opportunity? What are the things day in and the grind, the day in and day out that maybe you didn't know when you were in Jamaica that you've learned now in the States, the work that's involved? Talk a little bit about that.
I would tell, like, if I saw my younger self or like a younger Jamaican basketball player, I would definitely tell him to like dream bigger, because like the sky is truly the limit. Like you can really get anything, and just always keep like a tunnel vision, like mental blinders, like just always have it in the back of your head, even if you're not necessarily thinking about it, like just unconsciously, like, yo, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, but I have to get my work done. Like you have to work. There's no other shortcut. There's no excuse. You just have to like continuously work.
Well, and I know you guys at Manhattan work hard. You guys put a lot of time in the gym.
Yeah, we do.
You do a lot on your own as well, right?
Yeah.
Like not because the coach tells you.
No, you gotta do it on your own. You have to, or it doesn't count. Like that's the time when you like actually take the stuff from practice and you're like, all right, let me see if this actually works. All right, let me do this. Let me get the shot up. Some free throws. Coach Grady, shout out to Coach Grady. He's on me every day about free throws, every single day.
Yeah, I saw your shooting percentage.
Yeah, that's Coach Grady.
Coach Grady.
Coach Grady right there.
Get on you a little bit more. We got to get that up.
Yeah.
All right, before I let you go, tell me, it probably growing up never even really occurred to you that you could play in the Olympics, that you could put on a Jamaica national team uniform. Tell me, is that something you'd want to do someday? Is that like, what does that mean to you to possibly get an opportunity like that?
that would be such a great opportunity, man, because like I didn't even think of that. Like, you know what I mean? I never thought like something like that could happen. And like just knowing like the hard work is paying off, like putting on a Jamaican jersey, like where you're actually from, like this is really great to know.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, let me say a quick thing, Rick. I mean, this is where, I've known Rick a long time, and just trying to help that, with athletes like yourself and others, and with a goal that Coach Turner has set. I think it would be great to just, to watch you guys do that. And I think, most people would say the same thing, to be able to have an opportunity to, play for their country. So I'm trying to help from my side, and best of luck to you, with your continued journey and as we move along here.
Thank you.
Spread the word, man.
I got you.
Everybody knows we got a basketball program.
I got you. That's actually one of my majors, communication.
Yeah. Okay.
Communication.
I want to ask you about that. What are you studying? You're a communications major, or?
I'm a communication major. My major is advertising, and my major is advertising and sports media. It's like a double concentration, and then my minor is marketing. So like I'm really into like media, like talking.
Yeah.
Technology.
How are you handling the online stuff? Is it change?
I mean, it's like I can like reference it back to the summertime, the summer classes, because like most of our summer classes are online. But like, it's just like it's not the same. It'll never be the same. You know what I mean? Like you're learning an algebra class online. Like, it's not the same.
Yeah, that human interaction is important, and it's fun to get out amongst your peers, and hopefully, fingers crossed, this thing will be over soon.
Hopefully.
Warren, thanks for doing this, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you for being here, man.
Stay safe out there.
Thanks a lot. Nice to meet you.
Like I said, you're in the thick of the whole thing, man.
I'm in the thick, yeah.
All right, bud. We'll talk soon.
All right, thank you.
Man. Yep, later.
All right, be well, man.
Yeah, Richard, good dude. I love watching his highlights, and I can see a good future for him, and it's great to have him on.
Absolutely. I just,
So I don't know if we'll do something Saturday. If not, we'll do some early next week. But just keep checking the updates on Facebook and YouTube, and please keep telling people about this thing, and spread the word, and subscribe to our YouTube page, and go to the Facebook page, Jamaica Basketball Project, and I guess like it is the best way to put it. And when we have our guests on, please spread the word, and when this is all done, we're going to get this thing going and kick-started, and we're off and running. So anything else before I let you go?
No, I just think I was going to ask you a question. I mean, I think it's pretty cool to hear him say, like, he wasn't even really, he's a really good player who's Jamaican, playing Division I basketball in the States. I mean, and he said, he wasn't even thinking about playing for his country. But I mean, I think, we just keep planting those seeds, and I think that's a good thing, and keep doing this. And I just think it's cool. So I thought I had a question there, but I didn't really have a question.
You just reminded me of something, though.
Yeah.
So I got a couple of emails, one from Devante and one from Romaine, asking me about tryouts and sending me some tape, and I just would encourage guys to do that. Rick at jamaicabasketball.org. Feel free to send me an email, and I will look at the tapes and the video. I'm an old man when I say tapes, I know that, but I'll look at the video, and I will respond to your emails. Just know that when we do get to the end of this COVID situation, we'll get the word out there about tryouts and opportunities for guys, and no one will get left behind. And if you're in Jamaica, make sure you're also staying in close contact with Coach Robinson and Coach Stumbo and Coach Morgan and Coach Sully, and they will have information when it becomes available. And yeah, we're not gonna shut anybody out of this deal. So looking forward to getting back on the basketball court, as I'm sure everybody else is. All right, man.
For sure. All right, Rick. Be well, man.
Okay, Richard. See you later. Thanks for hanging out, and thanks for joining on the live stream, and thanks for watching on the replay. As I said, feel free to send me emails or comments anytime, and be happy to answer any questions you have. Keep your eyes on the updates on YouTube and Facebook, and we'll have some more players and other guests on, and we'll see you next time. All right, thanks.